In Trumpington near Cambridge there was a mill. This mill had a miller named Simpkin. No man dared to cross him. He was a thief, and he would steal the corn of the people who used his mill. He had a beautiful young daughter named Maudie, whom no one would dare to flirt with. They also had a very young son, who was only 6 months old. At Cambridge and Solar Hall, there were 2 students who were instructed by their headmaster to mill the grain. Their names were John and Alan. They rode their master's horse to the miller's property. Once at the mill, the 2 students watched Simpkin to ensure no grain would be taken. Simpkin then proceeded to sneak out of the mill and release their master's horse to distract them. They chased after the horse all day, which allowed the horrible miller to steal some grain. He made cake out of the stolen grain. Once the 2 students came back, they were tired from chasing their horse. The 2 students noticed that grain had been stolen and were mad, but asked the miller to prepare them some food. At this feast there was much to drink by the miller and his family, as well as the students. Once this feast was over, everyone went to the sleeping quarters, which was a small room. Once the miller's family had gone to sleep and were snoring, John and Alan were discussing how they would get no sleep, when Alan decided that he would sleep with the miller's daughter Maudie. Alan then snuck into Maudie's bed. Soon after, the wife got up to go to the bathroom. John then moved the baby's cradle, which was at the foot of the miller's bed. Upon her return from the bathroom, she searched for the cradle in the dark room to return to her bed. She found the cradle and jumped into the bed. However, this was John's bed. In the morning, Maudie told Alan about what had become of his grain. Alan left Maudie to return to his bed to tell John about his nightly adventure. He felt for the bed with no cradle on it, and began to tell John about what he had done to the miller's daughter. Little did he know, he had entered the wrong bed, and he just told the miller his story. Enraged, the miller began to attack Alan. The miller's wife, in her confusion, grabbed a staff and went to stop the fighting. She mistakenly attacked her husband, the miller. The 2 students cleaned themselves up and rode off together on their horse.
The end.
Woo!